Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Assassin's Creed, your Rumour podcast for all things Assassin's Creed. Now, I'm going to start off the intro quite different than normal. And by that is, I just want to say that I'm not going to make a habit of commenting on leaks and rumours because I'm not a big fan of chasing rumours, spreading hype when there's no hype, and I find spreading leaks unfair to developers. Saying that, there is about 10 different rumours for the next Assassin's Creed out there, and this one caught my eye very well, and so I just thought, I'm not trying to drum up hype, there's no hype, this is just my thoughts and feelings on a current rumour that I've saw. The reason why this rumour stood out to me the most, and why this rumour got me thinking I should discuss it over any other rumour out there, is that a YouTuber called Jonathan, who is apparently known for correctly guessing rumours, has suggested that the next Assassin's Creed is going to the Crusades. Now, when I heard this title, I didn't do a lot of research into it. I read the title, I did skimming over some facts, but I wanted to come into an episode blind without knowing what these rumours are, because I don't want to cause too much hype. I just wanted to give you my thoughts and feelings on why the Crusade is a good idea, but why I doubt it's going to be a fully fledged title. I do have 2 points I have found during some research that I will be going over, but I'll be mainly wanting to discuss why, even though chronologically in timeline, the Crusade is the next logical time from Valhalla, and we have been known that Valhalla is full circle to the first game. However, looking at the source material out there, going back to the Crusade for a fresh title is a bad idea. The reason that is the Crusade leaks talk about Richard the Lionheart being some focus. And we all know that in Assassin's Creed 1, Altair actually meets Richard the Lionheart. And he tells him that there's a Templar in his army, and we all know the story. And so essentially, bringing the Crusade with Richard the Lionheart, to me, makes no sense from how Valhalla ended. With how Valhalla ended, with the team and the big climatic sequence, and I'm not going to spoil here, it's something that I think you all should witness, I really don't think it's logical for the team to then pack up their stuff and find a way to relive Desmond's memories. This just isn't logical from a story point of view. Now, with Basim and Haytham being assassins in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it is logical to explore where they come from and their bureau further, and I think they can tie into Assassin's Creed 1. There is a very small part of me that does believe that maybe they could revisit the Crusade and push it in that one direction from a sideline point of view, but not in Altair's life. This will get tricky because in Assassin's Creed 1 we live through Masyaf, we visit Jerusalem, Dacca, and we see Altair run through his life as an assassin. So featuring Basim and Haytham's assassins through Masyaf would conflict with what we know with Altair. This is a very big problem for revisiting a timeline that Assassin's Creed's already done. So if we were to say that the Assassin's Creed rumours to go into Crusade were true, which I'm not saying they are, I don't think they are. I think from what I've seen, there's rumours for India, devs have talked about Brazil, and then we've got Crusade. I think there's just too much choice for what's next, and I don't want to speculate too much. But I do know that E3 this year will mark the 14th year of Assassin's Creed 1. I also know that fans like me have been clamouring for an Assassin's Creed 1 remaster for years. And now that there is rumours for Assassin's Creed Crusade, to me it seems that this is a remaster. I could be wrong, but to me this Crusade Leaks doesn't scream a new game, it screams remaster. The biggest reason why this stands out to me as remaster is a lot of the articles say that this is going to be a smaller game than what's been done, and it has going to be focused on Sophia, Ubisoft Sophia. And now, Assassin's Creed moving forward, I doubt they would shrink a map. Yes, I do feel like the maps in Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins are very large and could be condensed a small bit. But dropping them to a smaller map, let's say rogue size, seems 2 steps back instead of steps forward for the developers. So if they're going to be making a smaller linear map in terms of rogue size, I get the feeling of Assassin's Creed 1's coming. So this could be completely out there and not true, but Assassin's Creed 1 deserves to be remastered now. The reason why I believe that Assassin's Creed 1 deserves to be remastered now, and why the Assassin's Creed Crusade is pointing to that, is we have 14 years since the release of Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Valhalla does a lot of ties to Assassin's Creed 1 that people enjoyed. But the problem is, moving into next gen, only Xbox has the power to play Assassin's Creed 1, 2, all the way up to Valhalla. But PS5 is left in the dust. PS5 can play the Ezio Collection, which is 2 Provoked Revelations, all the way up to Valhalla. Going into a next generation console software, it will be now the perfect idea to bring Assassin's Creed 1 Remastered Collection to the next gen consoles. Pushing Assassin's Creed 1 onto next gen consoles would make a massive financial success for the company. As we saw with the hype behind the Prince of Persia remaster for Sands of Time, you can see there is definite fans and energy to bring old remastered IPs into the new light. The Assassin's Creed Rumour, as I'm going to call it, I did see mentions that it's going to feature multiple zones. And as we know that multiple zones was famous before Unity and technically I can't Black Flag because it did have different islands, but Unity and Syndicate, one big place. Since then it's just one country, as I'm going to call it, because Valhalla is pretty much half of England. So different zones to make screens at Assassin's Creed 1 with Jerusalem, Dakar and Masyaf. But there is, I did see something about European zones, and another European zone that could be linked to the Crusade is Cyprus, which was also the destination of Altair in Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. Now this also swings back to the rumour that Assassin's Creed, get my mind muddled up today, guys. This also brings back to the rumour that the Sophia team is leading the next game. Now we know Sophia worked on Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. We know, Assassin's Creed, I think it's Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation or Assassin's Creed Liberation. But they also worked on porting the classic Prince of Persias. So they know how to work ports, and they've worked on, Liberations was a PSP title, so they've worked on smaller PSP titles. So they know the way around a PSP title and a port. This is a perfect combination to bring a remastered collection. They can port Assassin's Creed 1, and I play Assassin's Creed 1 on my PC, which is a NVIDIA GeForce GTX. It's very strong. Wait, no, that's the hard drive. Ignore me, that's the software. I'm not very good at computers. But on my computer, Assassin's Creed 1 hasn't aged. It's still a beautiful looking game, and it's one that could be easily ported to next gen. The only tricky thing I could suggest would be porting Bloodlines, because it is a PSP title, but a team like Sophia that's worked on PSP titles and has ported classic Prince of Persia, I'm pretty sure the team could do it. So, will we hear anything about it? Well, probably not anytime soon. I really doubt that I could be on the right tracks. It's very, this is just rumours. That's all it is. It's rumours, but when I see rumours, I tend to ignore them. And as I said at the start, I don't want to chase rumours or leaks to drum up hype or spoil anything that's been working on. But the Third Crusade is such a big part of Assassin's Creed lore that it's been explored a ton throughout his life. From Assassin's Creed 1 Bloodlines, and Secret Crusade. With this link saying that they could be going back to there, it's kind of bad to go and make a new game, because, well, it just doesn't work. The other thing that did stand out, and it's the only part that I wanted to bring up again from one of the many reports I've seen, is they do state that it's, whether it's an extension or a standalone, is suggesting that the next Assassin's Creed will not be a full-length game, even if it does feature some familiar faces. Now, that can scream, well, it's not a remaster. And I could agree, but not a full-length game to me will be not a mainline title. I believe Yoraptor has spoken in a previous video that the next Assassin's Creed is meant to be released in early 2022, and in the past, a mainline title is usually given the fall window, and the only time they break the fall window is if it's a remaster or a HD collection. I believe the Black Flag, Rogue, and Assassin's Creed 3 collection for Switch was December. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered with the Odyssey Season Pass was also December. So if this Assassin's Creed Crusade is an actual title that could be coming early January 2022, then that would fall in line with what a remaster does. So one of the things I wanted just to quickly discuss is, why do we want an Assassin's Creed collection? Like, why am I so hyped, essentially, on why a Crusade being Assassin's Creed 1 collection bundle? And the main reason is that, as I did say before, Assassin's Creed is such an iconic series that it feels so stifling that new fans who discover Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla cannot go back to the roots. And this is a very unfair advantage, that I can't revisit Assassin's Creed 1 that I played back in 2007 without loading up a PC, whereas I can turn my PS4 on and replay the Ezio collection. It's kind of strange that Ubisoft dodged Assassin's Creed 1 and went straight to remastering the Ezio collection, Rogue, and 3, and always leaving out Assassin's Creed 1. And I believe that they left out Assassin's Creed 1 because the best way to remaster it is remaster it with a Bloodlines DLC. Well, Bloodlines spin-off PSP game. So, I know this is a shorter episode than usual. I'm having a few technical difficulties at home, so I'm having to keep my episodes lately short and sweet, so I do apologise. Hoping to get things fixed for next week's episode. But I think the biggest takeaway for this episode is that this is just all rumours. It's all rumours, there's no leaks, there's no actual news, and frankly, it is far too early in the post-launch cycle of Valhalla for new games to be discussed. Yeah. There is a Ubisoft conference coming soon at the start of E3 in June, and I did believe then they could tease it, and I will stand by and say that they can tease it, because Assassin's Creed Valhalla is meant to have one of the best post-launches compared to Odyssey, and I strongly believe that the best way to make the post-launch better than Odyssey would to give Season Pass users an Assassin's Creed 1 remastered bundle collection. It's a stunt that pulled off with Odyssey Season Pass, and it worked fantastic. I bought the Season Pass just for Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster. I won't lie, I really want that game. So having a rumored Crusade title being a remaster could work so well. So just a quick rundown. The rumour is essentially stating that the next game will be Assassin's Creed Crusade, set during Richard Lionheart's campaign during the Red Crusade, feature multiple zones. Pretty much what I would gather from Assassin's Creed 1, different cities, and I'm probably going to end up repeating myself because I am just so hyped if it is legit. If they do come out and say, hey, Assassin's Creed Crusade rumours is Assassin's Creed 1 Remaster Collection with Bloodline, I will be pre-ordering it straight away. Assassin's Creed 1 is such a pivotal game in the series, and to revisit such fluid stealth, fluid parkour, bit grindy games that we discussed in the deep dive with the story would still be a treat. So I want to thank you everyone for tuning in this week and just hearing me talk about a random rumour that I found on the internet. But I promise I'm not going to make a habit of this. I think there is 100 rumours that I could pick, and there's a lot more flashed out ones I could pick. But the Crusade one struck me the most because I'm in love with Assassin's Creed 1, and a chance to revisit the Crusade era is fantastic, but I don't think a mainline game would work, and I will stand by that until something happens. So the only logical explanation in my head for going back to Crusade is a remaster. But I don't want people to listen to this episode and get hyped because this is all rumour, so pinch yourself, people. I could be way off the mark here. This could be a mobile game. It could be a Telltale game. It could even just be a new novel. I could be off the mark, but it's a rumour, and we gotta suss out whatever we can. So thank you again for all listening. If you would like to send your ideas, then please do on Twitter at AC Let's Talk. You can email me as well at assassinscreedletstalk@gmail.com. If you've got any ideas for the show or you want to take part, then please hit me up on Twitter or on my emails. And if you want to help support the show, then please check out the Ko-fi link below. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week with a very unique, spoiler-heavy, and exciting episode.